Here's where the fun begins. Let's turn this into this. Roll credits. Right, the first colour I'm going to start with is the white, because it's obviously the lightest colour, and to that end this is what I'm going to be using. Tell me a flat white. Will it focus? Of course it will. And to get it nicely going through the airbrush, it's had a little thin down with this stuff again. Plus, when I was using some Tamiya on the B17, it did seem to be drying on the needle tip, so I've got another artist shop purchase, which is this, which retards the drying times and obviously flow improver, does what it says on the tub, for acrylic paints. So hopefully this will give me a nice airbrushing experience, although with the Gallieri I've got there, Galliera, that's how you say it, I'm sure, I always normally do have a nice experience. So let's just change the camera angle slightly. Let's see what we can do here. Change the camera angle, change the lighting a little bit, and I'll get my foot off the airbrush hose. We're ready. We're ready. No paint, just make sure there's no bits around. Just like clockwork, compressor kicks in. Okay, and there we go. Doink! There goes the camera. Right, well I reckon it's time, that's time. You know what I'm doing and what I'm doing it with. So let's jump to warp. Well, that took a little bit longer than I was anticipating. This white is quite chalky grey for a white, so I'm going to leave it to go off a bit. I think I might see if I've got some gloss white and go over it again. But in the meantime I can just leave this to dry, let this white go off, and see where we are. Right, that's another coat of white. Gone over those areas again, get them up nice and white. What I'm now going to do is the grey on the wings. Okay, I've been going a bit free and easy with the masking. Yeah, for a kit this size, I've used a heck of a lot of masking. I've gone to town on it because you've got to. I was in 2 minds whether to just mask that edge of that ring because that's finished grey, but I'm sure that's all got to be red. There's no way you're gonna stop the overspray getting like everywhere, and it's going to be red overspray. So I've got these, the wing tanks are just stuck onto these, ready to be, they can be painted fuller. You may notice let's get that stuck on there, thank you very much. There is little bits of red painted on here. I couldn't resist it. It's this out of the kit. Don't get your finger over it. It's one of the pots out of the kit. I couldn't resist seeing a bit of red on this, to be honest. And to be fair, it's just brushed on straight out of the pot. It's not done a bad job, I have to admit. I do like keeping these pots around, even if I don't use them on the build, which I'm not on here, because the black for the nose is going to be this Revel stuff. The red is going to be this Tamiya flat red. And when I've done, well, it's all on mass, I'm going to have to give it a coat of gloss or satin varnish, because it is matte. You can see it's matte. Needs to be quite a bit more glossy than what I'm getting, but Tamiya stuff, easy to use. I can get it fairly easily, so that's where we are. I'm sure if I look in my den of paints, I'll have some old Humbrol enamels. What was it, 19? Was 19 red? Nah, I haven't got none. I must have replaced it. I have actually got a tin of the 60 in enamel, but enough waffling. I'll charge up the airbrush, get the black ready to go, and we'll get this nose on. So another little tip is something I try to do, is obviously I've just set that up to do that black. Now down here I have this. I've kind of just started tinkering with it. It's not made it onto a video yet. It may well do, but we've got a bunch of parts in here that need to be painted black. So while I've got the black in the airbrush, I've just given them a quick waz over. So if you've got like multiple builds or anything like that, you've got some paint in the airbrush, it will always pay you to just think about, oh, I've got X, Y and Z to work on. And is there anything in there that I can do black? In fact, I've almost kind of missed my own advice, because the nut wheels are there unpainted, and there's no reason I can't give those a quick spray of black, just to make as a base for the tyre colour when it goes on. Okay, so as you can see, the anti-glare black on the nose is on and done. It's also had a coat of gloss varnish, because I am going to be taping that over. Once I've done that, we can then move to the really exciting part with the red. Once that's done, all this masking comes off, and hopefully we'll have something that looks like this. So without further ado, I'll get that mask, I'll get the red set up, and we'll get that on. And I am really looking forward to that part. Right, we're ready for the red to go on. You may have noticed in the last couple of segments that I was struggling a little bit with the old airbrush. So in between then and now, I've stripped it down, given it a real good clean, and it seems to be back to its best, which is something I would recommend that you do with your airbrush. In fact, I may just make a video showing my how I take one of these apart, clean it, put it back together, etc, etc. But now it's time-lapse time, and let's get the red onto this aircraft. So that's the red all on and finished. And of course, before you ask, I did remember to paint the undercarriage doors and the tanks. So I think it's time that we take this masking off and see what we've got. we have a few issues. The worst one is that so the masking took the white off with a little bit of the black with it, so that will need to be addressed. Here and there we've got a little bit of bleed through. The canopy's not turned out as good as I would have liked. It's still covered in bits. But the first thing I need to do now is get a coat of gloss on this, because I think every time I'm handling it I'm adding to the issues, if I'm going to be honest. We've got a bit of the grey shelled off. That's not too bad, that's fairly easily fixed. But yeah, I'm going to get a coat of gloss varnish over this, and I shall see you in a minute. Okay, the clear is now dry. This is pretty much safe to handle, and as you can see, there are quite a few issues that need to be sorted out. So I'm going to get those done, get this paint job back to being squeaky clean, and then it'll be time to stick the decals on and get it finished. So I am going to call this video finished, this part of this video finished for now. I'll get this all sorted out, and I shall see you in the next video, and hopefully this is all pristine and it's having the decals on and getting finished.